Yo, what is up, my fellow virgins? It's your boy A1 like steak sauce can never take a motherfucking loss. Today we will react to the fighting business, how inactivity, whatever you fuck you say that shit, bro. I'm a little sliz in the brain. But in drugs ruined Conor McGregor's career. Well, I got an honest question with y'all, bro. Do y'all really think Conor McGregor really do drugs, bro? Cause I just feel like he's a professional fighter and he get tested, But let's get into this fucking video.
Jake's a consummate professional. 75 movies made.
That is a little questionable.
To have entered into the movie alongside him. He was patient with me. He gave me guidance, and I just took
the medics are in with him now.
Crazy edit.
At one point, the name Conor McGregor was synonymous with UFC.
Conor's an extraordinary person.
He has greatness.
Yes, he has greatness.
No, rather, he was the face of mixed martial arts, the sport itself, not just the top promotion.
Look at everybody up here. They're all dressed like me. They're all trying to talk like me. They're all trying to be me.
And he for sure deserved the spot.
A hungry motherfucker that does not care who was in his way,
His arrival in the combat sports world was unlike any we've seen before.
People are always saying about the talk, and I talk, and I talk, and I talk, but guess fucking what?
I back it up.
I back it up. I back it up.
The traction he gained and the popularity he amassed was unheard of, but the question I have is, how? How did he do it? He was a young, hungry prospect like many before and after him, a great trash talker and highly entertaining like many before and after him. He fought well, great style to watch, but just like many others who came along, so what exactly made Conor McGregor Conor McGregor? The answer is all of the aboves, plus one very important factor. He was around. He fought often as he could, and when he called people out and predicted their future concussions, he showed up and did it.
Who else is there like me in the game? Ever in the history of the game? Who has ever done what I've done? Who has been like me?
Today, Conor McGregor is still, by a large margin, the biggest star in the sport. He's still an iconic figure with huge fan interest, but the aura of invincibility as a fighter has slowly vanished.
Thank you
My fault, they hit me with an ad, Brody.
to the fighting business. Absolutely amazing.
One of my favorite new channels going right now.
Damn, bro, I'm still not there. Let me do one for a clip right now. The fighting business is the best channel of all time. Use that, bro. Please.
Probably my all-time favorite video to watch on YouTube, created by Joey from Better Ideas, is called Inaction is a Slow Death. He differentiates the pain of action to the pain of inaction, and how each pain plays a specific impact on your life.
So which pain will we choose? Action is a life-giving breath. Inaction is a slow death.
This mentality truly transcends into all avenues of life. The more action and energy you apply into a specific domain of your life, the better chances you're giving yourself to achieve success. Conor McGregor's early career was the true essence of the pain of action.
It is extremely fun. Beating people up for lots of money.
Is there, are there conversations?
I certainly let them know that they hit weak.
But something changed along the way. There might be fingers to point here, like the UFC for keeping him on the sideline for years when he was ready to compete, or absolute freak injuries. But bad losses, boxing fights, inactivity, movie deals, and drugs all played a part in McGregor.
Bro, where are these drugs coming from, bro? Like, do McGregor really do drugs?
Spiral. Just think back to 2015, and Conor McGregor was all but ready to take over the UFC. At the start of the year, the promotion hosted a mega press conference to showcase the upcoming fights, and Conor was the star of the show, trumping Jon Jones, Nick Diaz, and Ronda Rousey on stage.
There's a lot of great stars up here, a lot of huge fights, but let's see by the end of 2015, let's see who has the highest pay-per-view numbers, let's see who has the highest gate, let's see who has the highest attendance.
He made a promise that he would break the records and end the year as the biggest star in the UFC. As we all know, he went out there and did it. The UFC arranged an entire world tour to hype the biggest featherweight title fights, Aldo versus McGregor, and as usual, Conor took over, building a mansion in Aldo's head throughout the promotional campaign. This mega title fight was set for UFC 189, but at the last second, Aldo pulled out, but Conor didn't care.
Just carry on business as usual, innit?
Conor accepted an interim title fight against one of his worst matchups in the division, Chad Mendes. It wasn't Dana White hyping up his newest star. Conor was actually about that life, fighting often and anyone.
And he ain't just talking, because I've been standing in his living room looking at him, saying, Conor, your opponent fell out.
No, but this motherfucker fought.
He doesn't give a shit.
Jose, me, Chad, whoever the fuck. Whoever it is getting fucked up bad.
It didn't matter if it was Chad Mendes or Jose Aldo. The notorious Conor McGregor was going to rip their heads off and bury the dead bodies in the desert. That's pretty much exactly what he did. Buried Chad Mendes in Las Vegas at UFC 189, and then he ripped Aldo's head off at 194 in 13 seconds. The MMA world was his. Despite becoming featherweight champion and the biggest star the UFC's ever had, Conor was not satisfied. He wanted the lightweight belt, and almost immediately after UFC 194, the new featherweight champion had another target in mind, Rafael dos Anjos.
And cut out all this other stuff, and I'd go through the whole roster in 4 months. And I tell you that.
Yo, this fight would have been crazy, bro.
Right now, I'll whoop every single one of them inside 4 months and cut out all this other shit. Bring me in, weigh me in, and I'll fight the next night and wipe out the entire game inside 4 months.
You know, when he said this, people actually believed him. This dude who had knocked out Aldo in 13 seconds operated on a completely different scale in comparison to everyone else, so everything he said back then was bound to become a reality.
2015 was my year. 2016 is also my year. Every year is my fucking year.
When RDA withdrew with a broken foot and Nate Diaz stepped in as a replacement, Conor was game yet again to continue, even up a weight class against a completely different stylistic matchup.
It doesn't matter what weight divisions or anything, or even what belt is on the line, because really I should create my own belt, because I am in myself my own belt. It doesn't matter weight. It doesn't matter if it's a featherweight, the lightweight, the welterweight. I don't give a f either. I don't give a f either.
The loss to Diaz at UFC 196 didn't break him and further motivated him to up his game, and once again, he returned in a couple of months and got that loss back. Finally, at UFC 205, the first event at Madison Square Garden, Conor fulfilled a prophecy and knocked out Eddie Alvarez almost too easily to become the double champion. But in the post-fight interview, the new champ said something which, in hindsight, signaled the end of the Fighting Irish days.
I mean, who owns the company now? They've got to come talk to me now, that's all I know. I've got both belts, a chunk of money. You want me to stick around? Do you want me to keep doing what I'm doing? Let's talk, but I want ownership now. I want equal share. I want what I deserve, what I've earned.
There were so many contenders at both 145 and 155, but McGregor, who had Dana White by the throat pretty much, negotiated a deal which allowed him to box Floyd Mayweather for an outrageous sum of money. Of course, in the clash of two different sports, Floyd Mayweather won the boxing match, but Conor McGregor was no loser either, taking home a total of $100 million. UFC tax excluded, of course. Richer than every lightweight contender combined, McGregor enjoyed his life and took his time. Everyone at featherweight and lightweight called him out, and his shadow remained prominent over the two divisions, but despite
my man got $100 million, bro. Plus his business and shit like that, plus the... Come on, bro. Everything he ever wanted, worked for? Come on, bro.
Everyone on Twitter, Conor remained on the sidelines for close to 2 years. But then finally, he made his return in the biggest MMA event of all time, UFC 229.
Backwards cunt.
Backwards cunt. Listen, if you watch me, bro, a lot of motherfuckers don't, but if you do, I highly appreciate the love. But this is the best press conference of all fucking time, bro. Facts.
You hear me? You just show up to this fight and we do this the noble way. Pull out and then you know what's going to happen to you back home, kid. So that's all I'll say about that.
Definitely had the feel and hype of the biggest fight ever, and the loser was sure to never be the same again. Inside the octagon, McGregor was outmatched by Khabib in pretty much every possible realm and ended up tapping to a neck crank in the fourth.
Okay, hold on. My man's didn't get fucking dominated. If you really look at the fight, he was technically the only person that actually defended a takedown from Khabib, like at least one or two, you feel me? And he actually got to top him for a little quick second, you feel me? People probably gonna comment, oh look, he's a McGregor fan, he's over there, you know, glazing, no Diddy. But I'm just stating facts, bro. Like, you feel me? Khabib is a good fighter, don't get me wrong, but McGregor was his hardest fight. That was his hardest fight. I think he said it himself.
Conor, given what he said and promised, just could not accept the loss to Khabib. The Twitter outbursts that were previously confident and stoic from a champion who never lost his belt were now desperate and flat out toxic. coming from a man who had tapped in front of the world. That Khabib loss haunted McGregor, and while he was known to get into trouble before this, Conor, post-UFC 229, began to self-destruct over and over and over again.
Newly released body camera video shows Miami Beach police officers placing handcuffs on now retired mixed martial arts star Conor McGregor.
You guys gonna follow the
McGregor still had his fans though, supporters who believed that he was still one of the top lightweights in the world.
Listen, bro. Listen, bro.
Khabib was a horrific matchup on paper, but Conor still had the tools to compete with the other lightweights, and who knows, maybe he could one day become champion again.
You know, I want my world title back. I want that redemption. The camp was incorrect.
With so much controversy and legal battles going on, the inactivity got worse and worse. The Donald Cerrone victory was a ray of hope, but another party went wrong, and Conor was once again out of the octagon for over a year. The last chapter of Conor McGregor as a legitimate fighter was the trilogy saga with Dustin Poirier, coming off the Cerrone victory and opening up as a favorite against Dustin. Hope was still alive that Conor was a viable contender, but knocked out by Poirier in the rematch and stretchered out of the octagon in the trilogy.
He got knocked out by a man who at one point couldn't get near him.
Defeated by Dustin and Karma both. Between the inactivity, the outside octagon troubles, the constant screeching on Twitter, Conor McGregor, who was once on top of the pound-for-pound list and regarded by many as the best lightweight on the planet, is now an attraction. After 3 years away, Conor McGregor will return at UFC 303. It will likely outsell UFC 300 in buys and engagement, but as far as the sport, mixed martial arts is concerned, Conor McGregor's credibility is hanging by a thread. Get YouTube SEO Masterclass, editing, breakdowns, all previous.
Listen, man. One thing I'm going to say about Conor McGregor is that he's gonna body beat the shit out of Michael Chandler, bro. Like he's gonna hit him with some shit. Chandler gonna come in there on some real hype shit. And then if he come in there calm, it's still gonna get bad for him either fucking way because Conor McGregor is a fucking sniper. He's gonna go in there to kill. Just because he's rich doesn't mean he doesn't want more money. You feel me? Or he probably want the belt. Who knows? If we get a motivated Conor, it's up. If we get a fucking can't even get past the first round, Conor. I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be honest, but who knows?